morning, y'all. This is LaLa at LaLa Farm, and this is one of my nemesis. We have almost 100 birds, and as you know, I'm more into the goats than the chickens. Chickens are Big Rick's thing and Little Rick's thing, and I tolerate the chickens because they do serve a purpose. As you probably heard in some of our other videos, our chickens coexist with our goats, and the reason being is because they are really helpful when it comes to different types of parasites. Ticks, mites, worm larvae, stuff like that. They go around and clean things up, so that's the only reason why I allow them to be in my goat barn. They do have a separate coop, which is where they get fed and laid, so I don't have to worry about my goats going in and eating any of the chicken feed because of the way we have the coop set up. Problem with these little beggars, though, is number one, they like to eat the baby goat food. So anytime I put out anything into the feeder for the baby goats, they like to go in and get in there. But the worst part of all, the thing that I cannot stand, is that they poop everywhere. Everywhere. They make a horrible mess, and it stinks. So I've been trying to find a way to fix one of the problems that we have. As you've probably seen in our barn tour that we did, we have rafters. We have an open barn plan. It's all open completely. The rafters up here is what we made all of our stalls and stuff out of. Problem is, chickens roost up there at nighttime, and when they do, they poop all over my gates and into the feeders and different things like that. So I'm constantly cleaning gates because I don't want a dirty barn. I don't like the way it smells, and it's not good for the gates themselves because it's very corrosive. So I kept trying to come up with a way to keep them off the rafters. I even swished them off with a broom on multiple nights. So after a long thought, I had thought about doing nail spikes, but that would take forever because of how big our barn is and everything. So we were brainstorming one night, and I thought, hey, you know, what has little spikes coming off from it that might help keep them off the rafters? Well, this is what I came up with. This is your standard carpet tack strip. And as you can see, it's got all these little spiky nails coming out of here that poke into their feet when they roost on them. So I did a test run. Good morning, Doofus. Did a test run and just basically put it over areas where they nest the most, over my gates, over my feed bin, stuff like that, where the mess is the absolute worst. So we did that, and we kept checking them. We come out a couple nights to make sure that they weren't there, and sure enough, they are roosting. Sure enough, they're roosting in areas where the tack strips haven't been put. And I've actually seen a couple of them walk across the tack strips, and they're very tender-footed, and they get off real quick. So what we're going to do is we are going to put the tack strips along the inside beams and the cross beams going out. We're going to leave the outside beams, we're going to leave those open so that the birds can roost up there, because I don't want to have them roosting down on the actual rails down here. And I'm really not worried about it out there. That's mainly over dirt and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. So all you need, a box of tack strips. These are already got the nails pre-inserted, so all you're doing is setting them up there and nailing them in. And a ladder and a helper to hand you the tack strips so you're not having to go up 50 times. So here we go. pretty easy. If you have a problem with your chickens coexisting with your goats and making a mess everywhere, I highly recommend this. It works, and it's an easy solution, and it wasn't expensive at all. A box of, I believe it was 100 pieces of the tack strips covers 400 linear feet. That'll more than do our barn, and I just highly recommend it. It's only $27 to fix it, and a little bit of elbow grease. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.